Hello everyone and welcome back to Animation Pilgrimage, the show where we watch every single theatrically released animated film in chronological order, even
for better or worse.
Even the ones that really suck. Hey, guess what? You know how last time we said that we were going to be watching Tubby the Tuba or something like that? Well, we have to actually order that movie. And so, obviously, it's not going to be coming right now with
the pandemic and everything going on. So we'll get back to that movie eventually, which means we had to skip forward to another Ralph Bakshi film with a very questionable title. We're not calling it that. We're not going to mention the title at all in this review.
Other than it's hella racist.
Yeah, if you want to look it up, you can do so by typing in Ralph Bakshi film made in 1975.
We're going to refer to it as Brother Rabbit.
Yep, because in a way it is sort of a modern adaptation of the Uncle Remus stories. I'll let you go into the plot summary here.
Plot summary. Brother Rabbit, along with Brother Bear and Brother Fox, go to Harlem and take out competing gangs, police, and the mafia, and take over everything. This is bookended by a live-action segment of essentially the fox and the bear breaking the rabbit out of jail.
Oh, were they supposed to?
Yes.
Oh, I missed that part.
Oh, yeah, they were the same people, too.
Oh.
Like the same voice actors. Like, those actors were the voice actors of those characters.
So who's the old guy supposed to be?
The boxer.
What?
Yeah. Because they're the four in the car at the end of the movie.
Okay, I totally missed that part.
Mm-hmm. Also, we're not going to be showing any clips from this movie.
Why is the boxer framed then as Uncle Remus, who is the one telling the story then?
Because it's a really terrible adaptation. It's using the names and throwaway ideas like the Tar Baby, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this movie does next to nothing else with that concept of it being a edgy, modern-day, quote-unquote, retelling of the Uncle Remus stories.
Mm-hmm.
We don't like this movie. At all.
I don't like any of Ralph Bakshi's work. I do not see the appeal in it, other than if you're just an extreme edgelord who thinks that this is somehow high art. Like, it's not. It's just bad. Like, it's just bad. I do have a few semi-positive things to say here. This is going to be a pretty short review because I just kind of want to get my thoughts out there, but they're not very long. I feel like I've made them pretty concise, so here we go. The day I never have to watch another Bakshi film can't come soon enough to start things off. And I know we still have a few more of these to see.
Good. Great.
Goody. The direction and the animation is the best we've so far seen from Bakshi. The story is at least comprehensible, although I totally missed the bits at the end. I thought the story in the middle was just something completely random that one guy was telling the other.
No, the dude at the beginning said, you and your friends remind me of some guys I used to know way back in the day.
Well, see, but that implies that they're not...
No, because the boxer guy was Uncle Remus when he was younger.
That is so convoluted and stupid.
Oh, it's still very dumb.
Anyway, the modern Uncle Remus stories is a solid idea and an interesting way to show how black people are still treated poorly in America. However, the movie is way too outlandishly unappealing, racist, and heavy-handed to make any kind of clever commentary, and Bakshi is too concerned with edgy gore, sex, and controversial imagery and stereotypes to even make it feel like it holds any truth or moral. It feels like a complete fantasy.
Yeah.
Plus, the fact that they go for a gangster mafia story completely undermines the whole premise of blacks being treated poorly by Miss America.
Yeah, because that's another thing that just keeps happening a few times throughout the movie is a naked blonde woman with the American flag plastered all over her body, just representing America.
She is Miss America.
Miss America keeps getting black people killed. Whether she does it herself or just yells things like rape and getting them killed
Lynched.
that way.
Yeah. It's like, that's a somewhat clever idea that you could play around with and, say at least a little something with. But like I said, it's so heavy-handed and so like, here's what we're trying to say.
It's like, no, duh, we get it.
Yeah.
This is the only thing that you've ever said in your movies. Ralph Bakshi, please.
And you say it so poorly.
You say this every single movie.
In the worst possible way.
Like, my last line is, dude needs to pick a new story. New setting, please.
Uh-huh.
All of these movies take place in Harlem. All of them take place either...
or New York, which is where he grew up.
Yeah, it's like, it's either stars black people or it's a white guy that only hangs out with black people in, like, this very specific, like, rundown ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's all you know, but please try to do something different, dude.
Or at least finally have some kind of message about, like, what growing up there did to you or, was like. The extreme edginess, violence, and racism is just so extreme. It does not feel real. Like, I can't even begin to empathize. Well, and none of these characters are likable. Like, I can't empathize with anyone here in these stories.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's like if Game of Thrones was just the parts where people were being awful all the time and they never showed anyone being sympathetic whatsoever.
Like, it's only specifically the violence and the sex.
Mm-hmm.
And they cut out all of the witty banter conversations that happen most of the time.
Yeah. Anyway, here's some history notes for this film. Other names for it, because, you can imagine the name didn't go through in a lot of places, so they renamed it a few times, especially when it re-released. So some of its other names were Harlem Nights, Bustin' Out, and Street Fight. Honestly, I like our name best.
Brother Rabbit?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean...
Harlem Nights is probably the next best, or Bustin' Out is at least, pretty on the nose of what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bakshi and other Bakshi critics consider this his supposed best work, but it pretty much died right away at the box office. Bakshi hired many black Americans to animate the film, so...
That's good.
Yeah.
Like...
They're not on the writing team, though. Like, this is written and directed by Bakshi, and I'm just kind of like...
Like, there's an opening song by, like, an actual Scatman, which... The Scatman does a fantastic job.
Yeah.
The lyrics are shit, and wouldn't you know it, they were written by Bakshi.
Yeah, and I'm just like, how would this film have turned out if, the black people that you hired were the ones allowed to have total creative direction on this film, versus Bakshi, who feels, as someone who wants to represent people, feels very out of touch.
Mm-hmm. It's like, who knows, maybe this worked better in the 70s, but again, you're saying it like it just bombed.
No, it bombed at the box office, and by the way, the racist name that it goes by and all the racism that's in this movie were things that were still considered extremely racist when this movie came to theaters. It's not like, we're suddenly have more delicate sensitivities here now in 2020. This stuff was edgy and racist back then, too. So, yeah, it's a film that was aged poorly the day it was conceived and has not aged any better.
And once again, there are gay and trans people in this movie, and every time they're on screen, they're being made fun of or beaten up. So, again...
Well, and Jewish stereotypes and Italian stereotypes, too.
It's just horrible. Don't watch it.
No.
Just don't watch it. All right, moving on from this terrible pile of crap.
Yeah.
Next up, we have a stop-motion film from Norway. We have the Pinchcliffe Grand Prix. It's a racing movie.
Okay.
We'll see how that turns out.
Yeah. See you then.